Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to understand illustration number 8 from our textbook. Nene and Kane are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 6:4. 6:4 is the profit sharing ratio of these two partners of the firm. From the following trial balance and adjustments, prepare trading and profit and loss account for the year ending and balance sheet as on that date. We have been provided with trial balance. Look at this trial balance. We may observe that there is no current balance of partners. Only capital balances are given. It means this problem is based on fluctuating capital method. Here the amount of capital will change every year. So firstly, the capital balances of partners are given to us. We will have to write those balances on liabilities side. Nene rupees 15 lakh, Kane rupees 10 lakh. Then next, sundry debtors will be written on asset side, sundry creditors on liability side. Rent for 10 months. In previous problem also we have seen such kind of hidden adjustment. Actually this is only the rent, not factory rent. It means it is our indirect expenditure, hence will be recorded on debit side of profit and loss account. Stock 1st April 2018, 5,35,500. See, this is the stock at the beginning of the year. It means it is our opening stock, hence will be recorded on debit side of trading account. Next item, premises. It is the asset for the firm, hence will be recorded on asset side by rupees 8,50,000. Salaries, indirect expenditure will be recorded on debit side of profit and loss account. Discount. Debit as well as credit balance of discount is given to us. The debit balance of discount shows that it is discount allowed by the firm. Hence, it is the indirect expenditure will be recorded on debit side of profit and loss account. The credit balance of discount, that is 950, is the discount received by the firm. It is the indirect income, hence will be recorded on credit side of profit and loss account. Motor vehicle, it is the asset, will be recorded on asset side by rupees 3,70,000. Next is sales. It is the revenue for the firm, will be recorded on credit side of trading account by rupees 8,40,500. Next is purchases. It will be recorded on debit side of trading account by rupees 6,40,500. Next is wages. Wages are the direct expenditures of the firm, hence will be recorded on debit side of trading account. Office expenses. It is the indirect expenditure, will be recorded on debit side of profit and loss account. Bank overdraft. Actually it is the liability for the firm, short-term loan taken by firm from bank. Hence recorded on liability side by rupees 1,50,000. Next is returns. Debit as well as credit balances are given. We have seen in previous problem also. The debit balance of return shows sales return. Hence the amount of rupees 5,500 will be deducted from sales. And the credit amount of returns, that is 3,500, shows purchase return. So this amount will be deducted from purchases. Now next is provident fund investment. See friends, in this problem 4 new items are given to us. Provident fund investment, provident fund contribution, provident fund and interest on provident fund. Actually these are not very new concept to us. Firstly let we understand its meaning, then we will see its posting. See, provident fund means a fund created by firm for the welfare of its employees. Means generally to give retirement benefit to the employees, such funds are created by firms. Provident funds are always payable to employees. For this fund, employees used to contribute a particular portion of their salaries and also the employer, that is the firm must contribute on behalf of its employees. So provident fund is a liability for the firm as it is payable to employees, and provident fund contribution, it's the expenditure for the firm as the firm contributes a particular amount of money for the welfare of its employees, that is called PF contribution. The next, the amount received from employees as PF may be invested in a particular option where the interest rate or the returns are higher. So this will become our PF investment. So it is the asset for the firm, hence provident fund investment will be recorded on asset side. Now if it is the investment, there will be the return, that is interest. So such interest will be payable to employees itself. It means the interest on PF investment will be added to provident fund because it is payable to employees. So remember these 4 points here. Provident fund investment, it is the asset. Provident fund contribution, it is the expenditure as firm is contributing the amount of money for the welfare of employees. Then provident fund, it is payable to employees because it is collected for their welfare. And interest on provident fund investment, it is the return on PF investment. Now let's see in trial balance. Our item is provident fund investment by rupees 8 lakh. It will be written on asset side, cash in hand on asset side, provident fund contribution on profit and loss account on debit side. It will be written provident fund, it will be written on liability side by rupees 2,80,000. And see, next item is cash at bank. Write it on asset side. Interest on provident fund investment. This item of rupees 42,000 will be added to provident fund on liability side. That means on liability side we have written provident fund by rupees 2,80,000. Now we will add the interest on provident fund investment to this item because this interest is payable to employees by rupees 42,000. By this way, total amount under the heading of provident fund will be 3,22,000 on outer column. Now next, in trial balance, drawings of partners are given to us. Nene rupees 20,000, Kane rupees 15,000. Actually these are the drawings allowed in the form of cash. So these drawings are deducted from the capital of partners. So we will deduct these drawings from the capital on liability side. Next, bad debts. These are the bad debts given to us. These are the old bad debts. Will be written on debit side of profit and loss account 3,350. And RDD, last item, it is also old RDD. Hence, it will be deducted from new RDD, that is 3,700. Now see our adjustments. First adjustment, closing stock rupees 3,60,000. This stock will be recorded on trading account credit side and second effect on asset side. Now next, outstanding wages rupees 3,000 and salaries rupees 2,000. See, these outstanding wages will be added to wages on debit side of trading account. We have written the wages by rupees 10,000. Add their outstanding amount 3,000. By this way, on outer column the amount will be 13,000. Its second effect will be written on liabilities side. Then salaries rupees 2,000. These salaries will be added on debit side of profit and loss account under the heading of salaries. See, earlier salaries were rupees 50,000. Now outstanding we are adding by rupees 2,000. On outer column the amount will be 52,000. Its second effect will be on liability side. Third adjustment, depreciate motor vehicle at 5% per annum. See, on asset side we have written the motor vehicle by rupees 3,70,000. Charge its 5% depreciation, that means 5% of 3,70,000. 18,500 is our depreciation. So this depreciation will be deducted from motor vehicle and second effect will be written on debit side of profit and loss account. Now next, write off bad debts of rupees 5,000 and provide for RDD at 5% on sundry debtors. See, on asset side we have returned the debtors by rupees 4,50,000. Now we will have to maintain new bad debts of rupees 5,000. So we will deduct these new bad debts from our debtors. That means out of 4,50,000 debtors, 5,000 rupees debtors have become our bad debts. It means that the amount will not be recovered. That's why we are going to deduct it. So on asset side, 4,50,000 minus 5,000. Remaining amount, write it on inner column because we will have to charge the RDD. 4,45,000 is our remaining amount. Now on this amount, charge 5% RDD. So 5% of 4,45,000, that is 22,250. Deduct this amount, write down the remaining amount on outer column. 4,22,750 will be our debtors now. Then second effect, on debit side of profit and loss account. See, we have written bad debts, that is all bad debts as per trial balance 3,350. Now as per adjustment we will add the new bad debts of rupees 5,000. The total amount will be written on inner column, that is 8,350. We have the new RDD. Now add it in this amount, 8,350 plus 22,250 amount of new RDD. Total amount 30,600. Now from this amount we will deduct our old RDD given to us in trial balance. So 30,600 minus 3,700. By this way, in this year, total loss on bad debts is 26,900. Then next adjustment. Kane withdrew goods of rupees 6,000 for his personal use. See, our second partner has withdrawn some goods from business. Earlier his drawings were given to us in cash in trial balance by rupees 15,000. Now he has withdrawn the goods of rupees 6,000. So this 6,000 will be shown on credit side of trading account as by goods withdrawn by Kane for personal use by rupees 6,000. And secondly, this 6,000 will be deducted from the capital of Kane. That means earlier drawings of 15,000 and the drawings in goods 6,000. By this way, total drawings of rupees 21,000 will be deducted from the capital of Kane. Then one more adjustment is remaining, that is our hidden adjustment given to us in trial balance, adjustment of rent. See, rent of 10 months, that is amount is given to us 10,000. We are preparing the final accounts for 12 months. 10 months rent is paid. Again 2 months rent is outstanding. So calculate the amount. If for 10 months rent is 10,000, for 2 months how much it will be? It will be 2,000. So add the 2,000 rupees to rent on debit side of profit and loss account, and second effect will be given to liability side. This is what the effect of our hidden adjustment is. Now if we focus on our solution, it will be just like this. See, this is our trading and profit and loss account. The items on debit side of trading account are to opening stock 5,35,500, to purchases. From purchases we have deducted the returns and net amount is shown on outer column. To wages we have added the outstanding amount and 13,000 is the total wages now. On credit side of trading account, by sales 8,40,500. From these sales we have deducted some returns and net amount is written on outer column, that is 8,35,000. Next, by goods withdrawn by Kane for personal use. This is what our last adjustment is by rupees 6,000, and last by closing stock rupees 3,60,000. Then see, on debit side of profit and loss account, to salaries rupees 50,000 we have added outstanding amount, to depreciation on motor vehicle, then to bad debts. See here, 3,350 is the amount of our old bad debts. Here we have added our new bad debts as per adjustment and new RDD as per adjustment. Then in the total amount, from the total amount we have deducted the old RDD given to us in trial balance. By this way, in this year the total loss on bad debts is 26,900. Then next, rent. In that we have added the outstanding rent as per our hidden adjustment. then to discount, and to office expenses. And last most important point, that is to provident fund contribution. It is the expenditure for the firm, hence we have written it on expenditure side, that is debit side. Then see, on credit side, by discount 950, it is the only indirect income to our firm. Now close these accounts, trading and profit and loss account, do the total of both the sides of trading account. We will find that credit side is greater, so write its total 12 lakh 1000. Deduct the total of debit side from the total of credit. The total of debit is 11 lakh 85,500. So deduct it. The remaining amount will be our gross profit. Here we have written the gross profit is of 15,500. This is our gross profit. Then this gross profit is brought forward to profit and loss account credit side. At last, do the total of profit and loss account now. Compare both these sides. If we compare, we may observe that the debit side of profit and loss account is greater now. So write the total of debit side on both the sides. That is 2,30,200 is the total of profit and loss account debit side. Deduct the total of credit side, that is 16,450. The remaining amount will be our net loss, because here the indirect expenses are more than indirect incomes. 2,13,750 is our net loss. Now, as this is the problem based on partnership final account, distribute such loss amongst the partners in the given ratio, that is 6:4. So calculate the amount. 6 divided by 10 into 2,13,750. This share of rupees 1,28,250 will be given to first partner, and remaining share of rupees 85,500 will be given to second partner. As this is the amount of net loss, so this net loss will be deducted from partner's capital on balance sheet. So see, this is our balance sheet, and here we will deduct the amount of net loss from the capitals of partners. First partner, 15 lakh is his capital. We have deducted the loss, and the drawings which were given to us in trial balance in the form of cash are also deducted. By this way, the capital of Nene at the end of the year will be 13,51,750. Then capital of Kane, at the beginning his capital was 10 lakh. After deducting net loss and drawings in the form of cash as well as goods, the remaining amount is 8,93,500. Then sundry creditors 3 lakh, outstanding expenses, wages 3,000, salaries 2,000, rent 2,000. By this way, total outstanding expenses are 7,000. Bank overdraft 1,50,000. Provident fund, just now we have seen, we have added the interest on provident fund investment. By this way, total amount payable to employees is 3,22,000. Then see, on asset side, the motor vehicle we have depreciated by rupees 18,500, that is 5% depreciation. Now the remaining amount is 3,51,500. Then debtors 4,50,000 amount is there. From these debtors we have deducted the new bad debts and new RDD. By this way, total remaining amount is 4,22,750. After sundry debtors, our next item is premises 8,50,000. Then provident fund investment 8 lakh, cash in hand 40,000, cash at bank 2 lakh, and closing stock 3,60,000. By this way, we can do the total of balance sheet now. It must get tallied by rupees 30,24,250. This is what our total is. If you have any doubt, ask me in comment section. Thank you.